Hello and welcome once again to MotoGP Fantasy Live ahead of round 15 of the 2024 MotoGP World Championship ahead of the Pertamina Grand Prix of Indonesia at the Pertamina Mandalika International Circuit. And what a weekend we have in store for you. It's going to be a bumper crowd ahead of round 15 in Mandalika, and we cannot wait. And also the 2024 MotoGP World Championship is ramping up. We've got 5 rounds covering 6 weekends, and it's going to be incredible to watch as Jorge Martin is now in prime position to potentially head off for his first MotoGP World Championship. He sits on 341 points, 24 ahead of double MotoGP World Champion Pecco Bagnaia, who needs a big weekend now if he needs to turn around his fortunes to try and win his 3rd straight championship. But what can Enea Bastianini do? He's now on a run of form, picking up his victory last weekend in Misano. Can he continue on and potentially become a championship contender? And you can never count out Marc Marquez, who's in 4th in the championship, but he's still there, still fighting strong. So it's going to be a great run towards the end of this season. However, today we have one special guest for you, a rider that is competing in his home Grand Prix, and I must welcome you to Mario Aji. Mario.
Hi.
Hello. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
How's the week been for you, ramping up for your home Grand Prix? You must be excited.
Yeah, excited. It's already brutal. Yesterday we went to parade in Mataram, so it's nice. It boosts me.
Yeah, we did see a lot of the fans out for some of the MotoGP stars, but I'm sure most of them were out to see you because, well, you've become part of a celebrity now in Indonesia, haven't you?
Yeah, more or less.
And how was the parade? Meeting the fans? How's the week been for you, getting yourself ready ahead of round 15 at your home Grand Prix?
Well, yeah, I'm finishing in Misano with a good feeling and good feedback from the team, so it brings me extra confidence to come in my home Grand Prix, especially where my whole family will come to see me direct and to support me as well. So yeah, I cannot wait to give my best for them.
And what is it like to be home in Indonesia again after spending so much time in the last few months being in Europe? It must be great to be back home.
Yeah, especially the food because the first no few months earlier we always had a race in Europe, so it's great to be back, great to meet the local people, great to speak in my own language again, so it's very nice.
Yeah, I've got a question about food. So your favourite cuisine coming up a little bit later on, but we'll save it for now and then I'll ask you about it a little bit later on. But just before we get into the MotoGP fantasy, I just want to go back to your early stage of your career. You started off in motocross, but then you transitioned to circuit racing. What was the reason behind the transition from, well, racing on the dirt to racing on slick tyres and tarmac?
So yeah, beginning my father introduced me into a dirt race, which is motocross, and I doing that till beginning of 2013. Then I broke my femur in on my 8 years old, or more or less. Yeah, 8 years old. And yeah, we're having a long break, and we're still considering to do another thing, and I decide to do a road race, and my father accept. So since then, I moved to road racing.
A great choice, and the femur is never a bone you want to break. The longest bone in the body. It's never fun, and well,
Yeah.
it's been a good career choice because you're now well on the road to MotoGP. And talking of that road to MotoGP, you came through Red Bull Rookies Cup, you went through the Junior GP series, you went through Moto 3, and now you're in Moto 2. Now, what's the adaptation been like from Moto 3 to Moto 2? Because you look like, from the outsider's perspective, that you seem to have adapted quite well.
Well, yeah. Like you said, I start from Asia Talent Cup, uh, then went to Junior GP in the same year I'm doing Red Bull Rookies Cup as well. And then I'm struggling a little bit 2 years in Moto3, but then in Moto2 the bikes fits me much better, and I had extra confidence for that. And at the moment, yeah, some speed are there, but I need to learn more. I need to keep improving myself, and luckily the team was pushing me behind and put the trust on me, so it boosts me, and I'm really excited. And yeah, like you said, in Moto2 I score a few points already and fight with the big boys. That it makes me really motivating, and also I want to enjoy this year with with my teammate, because next year he will move up to MotoGP. So it's nice. I will take the lesson from him as much as I can before he left.
Yeah, Somkia he's a great character, and we're looking forward to seeing him in MotoGP next year. And fingers crossed, we'll see you in MotoGP representing Indonesia in MotoGP very soon. However, we will come on to a few more questions a little bit later on, but the reason we brought you here is to play some MotoGP fantasy. So let's get
Mm,
into it. So, Mario,
okay.
this is the team that Alonso Lopez picked last weekend. Pecco Bagnaia,
Mm,
Fabio Di Giannantonio as your gold riders, Ralph Fernandez and Miguel Oliveira, the Trackhouse riders, part of the silver, Aprilia as your constructor, and Red Bull Gas Tech 3 as your team. Now, Mario, looking ahead to this weekend, we've got two changes
mm,
maximum we can make. Would you like to make a change to your team at all? Maybe the riders, two riders, or maybe a rider, a constructor, or a rider
okay.
and a team. So
Okay.
we have 1 million remaining. Our team value is 13.6 million. However, we could take somebody out. So if we scroll down, we'll see that Enea Bastianini, he is now up to 5 million after his victory in Misano last weekend. Jorge Martin now down
Mm,
to 4.9. That's probably a bargain considering he is the championship leader. Marc Marquez 5 million. Alex Marquez 2.7. We could scroll down a little bit further, but looking at the team we have now, is there anyone you would like to change, or are you happy with the team?
I'm about to change Miguel,
Miguel
probably. Yeah.
Oliveira, yes. So let's take Miguel out. He was 1.7 million, which leaves us with 2.7 million. So that could probably get us Alex Marquez or somebody a little bit lower down. Anyone else
Yeah.
or anything else you'd like to change?
And constructor, no, and the team maybe.
The team. So Red Bull Gas
Yeah.
Tech 3, take them out. So we've now got a remaining salary of 4.4 million.
4.4.
So let's scroll down and let's see what we can get. So I believe that Tech 3 Gas might have been the cheapest team. Sorry, no, Repsol Honda are 1.1 million, Trackhouse 1.4 million, and Monster Energy Yamaha MotoGP are 1.6. So yes, we do have some salary remaining, but maybe we should look at the riders first. So anyone that you, as we scroll down, you're looking at going, I think they might be quite good this weekend. So potentially Marco
I'll take.
Bezzecchi.
I know what I'm going to take already.
Yeah, okay.
I'll take.
Who are we taking?
I'll take Franco.
Franco Morbidelli. Franco's been on some good form of late, so Franco
Yeah, yeah,
Morbidelli,
yeah.
2.3. So we put him in. That leaves us with 2.1 million remaining. So let's go to the teams.
Hmm.
And Mario, which team are you looking at that you can potentially take? So we have Repsol Honda, Trackhouse, Monster Energy Yamaha MotoGP, LCR Honda, or we could put Red Bull Gas Tech 3 back in, but if we've taken them out, probably not a good idea. So who are you suggesting?
I I would choose Repsol.
Repsol Honda.
He performed quite well in the last races.
You're absolutely, yeah. P11 and P12, which is their best
Yeah,
result of the
yeah, yeah.
season. It looks like they're now starting to perform quite well.
Yeah,
So
I hope so.
Yeah, for the team, I hope so as well. But we shall see. It's always quite tricky in Mandalika this weekend, so anything can happen, which will be quite good. So, are you
Yeah.
happy with this team, Mario? Would you like to make
Yes.
any switches? Um, one
No,
other thing.
I'm
No?
fine.
Oh, good. Perfect. So, just to recap, we have Pecco Bagnaia and Fabio Di Giannantonio both looking for big weekends, especially Pecco Bagnaia if he wants to try and close back Jorge Martin in the
Mm.
championship. Ralph Fernandez and Franco Morbidelli both coming on strong. Aprilia and Repsol Honda as your constructor and your team. Now, Mario, let's go back to some questions. I'm sure the fans at home would love to know. Um, 2 years ago here, you started on the front row of the grid, really setting the fans around Mandalika into overdrive ahead of what was then the maiden Grand Prix in Indonesia. Do you think you can maybe do something similar this weekend? Or are you just maybe setting your expectations maybe for a top 15 and qualifying race or maybe top 10?
Um, yeah, there's no high expectation, but there's also a lot of possibility that I can do right now here in Mandalika. The sweet memories that I had, I take it as a motivation, because it feels very nice, very good to represent the home GP in the home GP. And for now, I just need to concentrate, focus, and do the best, and the result will come.
Yeah, I mean, you have been making step by step improvements. And that brings me on to another question because you did do the Suzuki 8 Hour this year. You finished eighth place, which was quite incredible considering that you've never really ridden a CBR 1000RR before, apart from testing. Has that helped with your transition from the Moto 3 bike, the smaller bike, with the Moto 2 bike, considering it's closer?
Yeah, it's completely different bike. I mean, the weight, the position, and the system as well. With CBR 1000, we have full electronic on traction control and the wheelie and etc. But in Moto 2, we don't have. And the bike way much lighter and powerful in the torque. So to be honest, to adapt from 1000 to Moto 2 is a lot harder than adapt from Moto 2 to Moto 2 from Moto 2 to 1000. But the experience that I had was really nice. I never expect that I will race in 8 hour, and this year I was in the grid with the all pro rider in Japan and John Zarco as well. So it was a dream, but yeah, good experience.
Yeah, I mean, it was incredible considering the conditions. It was very hot and humid over there, and one of the most toughest races you could ever,
Exactly.
ever
Yeah.
have. So you did extremely well, finishing in eighth position. Now, this weekend, we're hoping it's not quite as hot and humid, and obviously having a 40-minute race is a lot easier than racing for 1 hour stints at a time. What are your predictions
Yeah.
for this weekend? I mean, we did speak a little bit about it beforehand, but in front of the home crowd, you are racing for your country, and they will be cheering you on, as we did touch upon 2 years ago. Even in Barcelona, there's people in the office cheering you on for that to pole position. It was quite amazing. So, what are your expectations for this weekend and for the rest of the season?
Yeah. I need to give my all since the beginning, since Friday in the free practice, and make it easier during the race. I need to learn the small thing as much as I can to send it in the race. So I want to fight for the point and with all the regular rider.
Do you have a section of the circuit that is your favorite, or do you just enjoy all of it?
I think the last I think Sector 3 will be my favorite, but I don't know with Moto 2. Let's see.
We look forward to seeing it indeed. Right.
Yeah.
The big question I wanted to come on to, because obviously there's a lot of our colleagues from MotoGP Barcelona out in Mandalika right now, and obviously enjoying a lot of the Indonesian cuisine out there and having a great time. But from your point of view, as you did mention food earlier on, what is your favourite cuisine and what do you recommend that the MotoGP paddock should try while they're over there?
Yeah, I think most of the paddock knows what nasi goreng is. It's too typical, and I suggest you to try. I don't know. There is many kind of vegetable like char kangkung or soup with vegetable or satay with the chicken. It chicken stick with peanut sauce. You can try as well. But my favorite food was from my own city, nasi pecel. It's rice with mixed with vegetable and sometimes they mix with meat and chicken as well and peanut sauce on top.
It absolutely sounds incredible. I love that sort of food, and hopefully I'll get over there at some point to try it out.
Yeah.
Now, Mario, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on today, and we wish you all the best for the weekend. But before we let you go, I just want to ask one more thing. What are your predictions for the MotoGP sprint this weekend, the winner, and the MotoGP race? So the winner for both.
Sprint this weekend and the winner.
Yes, the sprint this weekend and the winner.
Uh, in sprint I will choose Martin.
Martin, yeah, he's a demon in the sprint. 14 wins across the sprint in
Yeah.
23 and 24
On
this.
Sun on Sunday maybe Mark.
Maybe Mark. Wow. I mean, I'm sure there'll be a lot of fans out there cheering him on and looking to
Yeah,
see if
yeah,
you get the predictions right. Mario,
yeah.
thank you so much for joining us. And all we can do is wish you the absolute best this weekend and enjoy it as well because it's an amazing weekend. I'm sure the fans will be out to cheer you on and, well, wish you absolutely the best as well. So, Mario, enjoy the weekend and hopefully see you very soon.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Well, there you go. Mario Aji looking for an amazing weekend ahead of his home Grand Prix in Indonesia. He's an absolute star and he's an absolute pleasure to talk to. And he can be quite quiet at times, but when you get to talk to him behind the scenes, he loves to have a chat with you. But he's picked our team for this weekend. He has picked Pecco Bagnaia and Fabio Di Giannantonio in the goal team, and of course Ralph Fernandez and Franco Morbidelli, who's been shown quite well in recent rounds. Can he keep it up in Mandalika? And the constructor Aprilia with Repsol Honda, who picked up their best result in Misano 1 week ago with 11th and 12th position with Joan Mir and Luca Marini. So they'll be looking to continue that on as Honda are potentially starting to improve their situation. Just remember, you can also join up if you haven't done so already and be in the mix for some prizes. So, if you've not played so far, you can still join up and you can win some weekly prizes. And our weekly competition winners will win 2 tickets to a Grand Prix of their choosing. And if you've been with us since the start of the season, you know the score already. You'll be in with a chance of winning a replica signed helmet by Pecco Bagnaia from 2023. Second place will get a PlayStation 5 and the MotoGP 24 video game. And just a little plug to the MotoGP eSport. That'll be starting up very soon. So if you want to be, well, feeling like you're a pro racer in the MotoGP 24 game, you can pick that up or have a chance of winning it and feel like one of the professionals in MotoGP eSport. And of course, finishing in third place will pick you up a Tissot T-Race MotoGP Limited Edition watch as well. Some great prizes on board, and of course, make sure you take Mario Aji's advice on the team. And there's a few riders in this team that have a lot to play for this weekend. All I can say is a massive thank you once more for joining us ahead of round 15 of the MotoGP 2024 World Championship at the Pertamina Grand Prix of Indonesia. And make sure you stay up to date with us on MotoGP.com and of course across all of our social media platforms. Just one thing for me to say is enjoy the weekend and we'll see you next week for Japan.